welcome back to the BCUSU 2018 live elections here at the lounge at City South campus. Well, next up, we have the candidates running for the Women's Officer role. We've had to skip from the Ethnic Minority Support Officer because the person running for that was unable to attend today. So, as I said, they send their apologies for that. Okay, so you can, of course, follow this via our Facebook live stream page at Birmingham City University Students' Union and tweet us to @BCUSU, hashtag lead BCUSU. So we'll be starting now with the two candidates who are here today, which are Aisha Din on my left and Iris Bliss. Apologies also from Naomi Alvina, who is unable to attend today, the other of the three candidates in the running for this particular role. Okay, so we'll start off then with Aisha. Okay, so if you could give us 60 seconds to pitch your manifesto to us, please.
Okay, it's quite, well, I've made it quite simple for everyone. So I've got three basically main aims, which is unity, inclusion, and representation. The first one is to basically say that I want to increase the amount of opportunities that women of different races, cultures, beliefs, sexualities can come together, learn from each other, and support each other. The second one is I want to create opportunities, both voluntary and compulsory, where men on campus can learn from the issues women face and give a platform for men to show solidarity. And the last one is I want to increase awareness of ways to support trans women and create a wider sense of inclusion and appreciation. And I think the main aim from this is basically to show that our university is so diverse and the women here are so strong, but I feel like there's a lack of unity. And we're so talented, we have so many great opportunities, but I'd love to see a greater sense of unity and everyone coming together and celebrating their differences.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much, Aisha. And over to yourself, please, Iris.
So, like Aisha, my campaign kind of has three main thrusts. The first of those is intersectionality. This basically meaning that the fight for feminism and women's liberation can normally be it can often be very exclusionary. You'd have to kind of fit a single predefined box of what womanhood is. And this can leave out a massive swathe of women. So I'd like to end that and make the liberation fight generally more inclusive. My second thrust is focusing on our history, because the history of the fight for women's liberation can often, it's easy to look at how far we've come and we stop and think, we've won, but you haven't. We've still got a lot more to do, and I think that's worth remembering even while we celebrate what we've already done. And my third point is solidarity, which is kind of creating a form of unity between all groups that are oppressed in society. So it's not just women, LGBT community, the disabled, so on and so forth. I think that this is a fight that's worth, uniting everyone. It's something worth doing together.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much for that. Okay, then. Well, we've had a question that's come in here for the two of you. It says, what types of celebrity events will you run to champion changes made by women? Aisha, please.
Well, I think the first one, I'm kind of trying to figure out what celebrity days mean, but the first one that I am kind of working towards International Women's Day on the 8th of March, and I'm really happy to say that Agape Student Life has invited me to be part of the team, and we'll be doing the BCU Women's Speak Out. It's a nationwide project. Oxford University famously did it as well. It's our second year running. And it is International Women's Day is an amazing thing all across the globe. And our campaign is taking pictures of quotes on your body that are really important to you and have helped the women on our campus get through life generally and get through uni life. It's a really powerful campaign. It gives me chills whenever I'm part of it. And we'll be doing photo shoots this week, exhibiting it on the 8th of March. And I'll be looking to get involved with the hashtag #MeToo campaign and looking towards supporting our students with issues they may have had with sexual harassment at university, at work in the past, and preparing themselves for the world of work where this is an issue, and they need to feel safe wherever they go.
Aisha, thank you very much. Iris?
So in terms of celebrity events, I think it would be good to have two kinds of things, really. One, it'd be nice to have a lot of local celebrities, a lot of people from Birmingham, the local area, because we're a Birmingham uni. We want to be not only for our students but also for the wider community, and it'd be nice to kind of form a link between those two. And I'd also want, because Birmingham is Birmingham's a very diverse city, it'd be nice to have a diverse range of celebrities, a diverse range of different people, coming to talk, coming to present, coming to interact with our students.
Thank you very much, Iris. Okay, so moving on then. Do we have any questions from our studio audience at this stage, please? Okay, no questions at the moment. Okay then, so we've had something which has come through on our Facebook page from Frizzy Wild. She said, are you aware of the issues faced by LGBT women, and how would you support students that identify as female and LGBT? Aisha, please.
So I have been talking to some students, and I feel like there's an issue of feeling safe on campus, particularly at night time when it gets dark. I mean, the days are getting longer now, but especially in the winter time. The university did get lighting put up in the evening to make it a little bit more safe, but I think there's an issue of like changing people's mentality to make others feel safe on campus. And especially with the transgender violence going up, it's actually horrific. In Britain, I don't think people realise how bad it is and how we need to change it. And the university should be a safe space for everyone. And I think that is probably the biggest issue that I've kind of heard of, and I've talked to people and I've seen. So that is one of the campaigns that I kind of want to help everyone to get involved with, feeling safe on campus.
Okay, and creating a much safer environment. Okay, and to yourself, please, Iris.
Yeah, so LGBT rights and the protection of LGBT students is something that's, of course, very close to my heart. I'm currently serving on the LGBTQ+ Society Committee. And I think that for students that identify as women that are also LGBT, it can often be quite difficult because they're not, they're sometimes not as well included as you might be if you were a gay man, which is, I think that goes against a lot of our history because women of all different identities and cultures have been involved in the fight for both LGBT rights and women's rights for a long time. I think we'd do well to recognise that and kind of try and get back to that. So.
Iris, thank you very much. Okay, so on to the next question we have here for yourselves. It says, how will you make sure that all women's voices are heard and represented? I guess it's sort of following on from the previous question, really. But yes, so Iris.
Well, I believe that, everyone that's served as this role, everyone that's ran for this role, everyone has a unique view of the world, unique view of experiences as a woman. And I think that, it's important to bring our unique experiences to the role while also interacting closely with the student body to get the experiences of everyone else. Because, I know a lot of things, but I don't know some things. There are some experiences I will never have, that I can't have. So, I think it's important that we interact with the students to get their opinions and their voices to make sure everyone's heard.
Okay, yes, so represented all around then, really. And yourself, please, Aisha.
Do you mind repeating the question?
Of course, no, not a problem at all. Okay, it says, how will you make sure that all women's voices are heard and represented?
Well, I think it will be brilliant to start off with all of the different cultural societies. I myself I'm the treasurer of the Pakistan Society, and we've recently had an event, World Hijab Day, and that was really fun. We invited all the different societies, we invited the different cultural societies, religious societies, and it was fun because we were helping Muslim women feel proud of who they were, and that representation is just something we should celebrate. So I think I'd want to contact all of the different cultural societies, religious societies, non-religious, and the LGBTQ society, to make sure that we can maybe have like a platform, maybe one day, where we can just come together and like have a safe space where we can share our stories, we can tell each other what is important about being a woman, of who we are. In law, my own profession, we're already a minority, and BME women are a minority within a minority. But we can have fun, and we can join together and have some good events. And we've had it in the past, and we can do it again.
So a sort of a central hub then put together then,
yeah,
for everyone. Okay, right. I'll just see if we had anything further that's come through at the moment. And there's a message that's come through here now from Sarah R.D. Prophet. It says, what are your thoughts on the Me Too campaign, and how would you bring to the university the learnings and understandings from the campaign to the university? Okay, if we're able to start with yourself on that one again, please, Aisha.
Can I?
Do you want me to
that
repeat?
was a really long
I know
question.
it is quite a big question, isn't it? It's quite a lot there in one sentence. I'll start again. It says, what are your thoughts on the Me Too campaign, and how would you bring to the university the learnings and understandings from the campaign to the university?
Oh, that's brilliant. I mean, I think it would be good if we kind of have like a Me Too box at uni. Because obviously it is a very sensitive and private issue. If you have been sexually harassed at work, at school, in your private life. And it will be interesting to kind of have like a box where people can put their experiences maybe, and then we can actually take that and we can talk through it and look at the stories of the celebrities that have been part of the Me Too campaign, maybe comparing it and seeing that you're not the only one that's had it. You're not the only one who's been through this trauma. Obviously, we shouldn't be belittling someone's trauma to say someone else has had exactly the same, so you're okay. But it's kind of finding comfort through someone else's story. So it would be nice to kind of do exactly the same thing, come together and kind of read through them all and see some similarities and something we can get comfort from.
Aisha, thank you. Iris, please.
So I think that, of course, the Me Too campaign and the Time's Up campaign, which was run alongside it, are both incredibly important issues. I think what would be interesting and helpful to do as a university would be to run compulsory workshops on sexual harassment and sexual misconduct for lecturers, group leaders, SU officers, just so that, everyone knows what's appropriate, everyone knows what's not appropriate. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much. Okay, so we're going to move on to some other questions in a second. So our studio audience, do you have anything you'd like to ask at the moment? Okay, no one seems to ask any questions here at the moment on this one. Okay, so we'll go on now to another question we've had that's come in here. It says, how will you balance this role alongside your studies?
Shall I answer?
Yeah, no, sorry. Okay, no, it says here, how will you balance this role alongside your studies if you were elected? Start with yourself, please, Aisha.
Okay, well, I was actually thinking about this because even my parents were thinking, are you going to be able to manage it? But I'm quite a stubborn person, and something that I want to do, I'll make sure it happens. I've done other things in the past, and I feel like I'm already on a very good grade at the moment, not to boast, but I feel like I've kind of managed it so far, and I'd love to kind of build a team. So alongside myself, I can have someone helping me getting through to the audience, getting through to the students, so that there's almost like a reach out team to make sure that obviously I can't do everything myself, and I have to realise that. So it's kind of delegating tasks to my team members. So I'll definitely be looking into getting a small group so that you can know more than just me. You can know some other students you can go to as well.
So it's obviously sort of a bit of a juggling act then, really, to try and
to
do
but it's
that.
fun.
Yes.
I enjoy multitasking, so I think
Definitely. No, it sounds like you've got a plan in place there. Okay, and Iris, please.
Yeah, so this year I'm serving on several society committees. I already do quite a lot, which I already do balance alongside my studies. I'd like to think quite well. So, next year, if I were to be elected, I would like to say I'd be able to continue that. I'd, be able to do the things I need to do for my studies, but I'd also be able to fulfil the role of this officer. Yeah. Okay,
then. Thank you very much for that one. Okay, so we're going to just move on to another question. I mean, it's again following on from that, really. So for there, it says, if elected, what one thing would you like to achieve in your year?
Oh, there's so many things I want to achieve. I'm really excited about this role because there's so many things I want to do. But I feel I haven't really talked about this one too much, but it is a campaign that's really important, and I feel like it should be something we should be working towards. And it's not only feeling safe on campus, but I think I want to be cheeky and add something else in. It's the hashtag free periods. And we've already seen that it's so expensive being a woman. And I think it'll be really good if we can support our students when they join the university. We can give them packs, goodie bags, just full of sanitary towels and tampons. Although we can't, I feel like it's really far-fetched. Well, I want to have free periods forever, free sanitary towels, and that to be something that we can all work towards. But obviously that's something quite hard to obtain so far. So I think supporting students in the sense that we can give them packs when they start university. Maybe societies can contact me and they can get packs sorted for their members who join. That's one kind of goal I want to work towards. But in general, I think it's just unity, feeling like you're a strong girlhood and everyone can join you, everyone can feel represented.
Aisha, thank you very much. And Iris, please.
Of course, if I were to be elected, there's loads I'd love to do. But if there were, one specific thing that I think is really important, especially to me, it would be to kind of, encourage other transgender students within the uni to get involved with the SU, to, say, you can run for this, you can run for that. You don't have to feel like you can't just because you're transgender. I think that women's officer especially, it's a role that a lot of people could feel put off by. Yeah. So even simply by running, I'd like to be a beacon. I'd like to stand up and say, you can do this. I've done it. You give it a go too. That kind of thing. Yeah.
Wonderful. Yes. So we have the questions there that have come in. I'm just seeing if we have anything further to add at the moment. And I think that is all the questions we've had for the time being. So unless anyone else has anything else to add from the studio, we'd like to thank our two candidates today, running for the women's officer. So Aisha Din and Iris Bliss. If you can give them a round of applause, please. And of course, remember, if for any reason there's anything you've seen or heard today you're not particularly happy with and you'd like things to, you can of course vote for Ron, which is the reopen of the nomination when the voting starts on Friday. So thank you very much to our two candidates today.